Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. I was gonna do this video earlier today, but honestly I had so much like IRL stuff to do that when I was done I had to take a fat nap, and I still got stuff to do. So I'm sorry that I didn't do this earlier, but yeah, we're gonna be checking out the new pitch notes for this year's game. People are like, oh, but it's July, but they do this because it's like they do stuff for this game because they transferred over to the next game. It's just how it works. They always do this stuff, right? So we're gonna go ahead and see the stuff that they added, because apparently it has been a few things. I saw this on stream earlier today when we were doing the pack opening stuff, because someone was like, oh yeah, they have like a new pitch notes, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna check it out. And there was actually like different individual things. I'm like, oh wow, they actually did a lot. So yeah, we're gonna be checking it out. Anyways, table of contents for this stuff is going to be Knuckleball Shots, new skill move, shot blocking, low driven shots, and tackling distance. I like that low driven shots is a new thing brought up for different types of strikes. So we're going to see what they actually say about that. Okay, so the Knuckleball Shots introduces the following Knuckleball shot change. Increase the likelihood of a knuckleball shot occurring when requesting a high-powered shot while the ball is 0.67 meters / 2.2 feet from the player's feet. With this change, our goal is to increase the shot variety seen during gameplay in order to bring more authenticity to the act of shooting. Attributes don't affect whether a knuckle shot will happen. The conditions for it are related to the aforementioned distance and shooting direction. The angle of the shot needs to be forward facing, roughly in the direction that the ball carrier is already looking towards. Here's how a knuckle ball shot might look like in a game with TU 14. Okay. Oh, so he has like a setup for it. I don't mind that. I mean, like, it's just taking a power strike, but it's what's funny about this one, what's really funny about this one, right, is that this is not a shot that you can hit in the game right now. You can't hit this shot. You can ask pro players, you can ask competitive players. This shot where he's hitting it from, just outside the 18-yard box, going for a near post strike, you can't hit this. This if you score this, it's because you're lucky. This is not a shot you can hit. Maybe with the outside foot shot trait they sometimes do that, maybe, but I have never seen someone shoot the ball like this near post and actually score. So it does add a different variation of finishing, especially with time finishing being a thing. Because I don't think like time finishing in this year's game, it's only a nuisance when you have inconsistent gameplay, which obviously is still the biggest problem in FIFA, but it's not that big of a nuisance. I don't mind the timing and stuff of it. So, okay, interesting. Here's another example. Is this a middle shot? Oh no. Oh, so you can even hit it in the middle. Yeah, this is going to be very interesting. That's going to be very, very interesting. I'm really curious to see what this is going to be like on green time shots. That's going to be the big thing here, because he's literally shooting it at the goalkeeper. You know, long shots being effective with park the bus being a huge thing, hard to say. Because here's the thing, man, like the finesse shots, people are like, oh, finesse shots are overpowered. I agree with what they're saying, right? But the finesse shot is a way to kind of counter park the bus in FIFA sense, right? So this just looks like another variation, but I wonder how random it is. Like, it really just depends on what the consistency of the strike is, right? Because it's the distance of high-powered shot while the ball is 0.67 meters / 2.2 feet from the player's feet. So is it like a push touch? Let's see. It's just like a regular, like you just do a regular sprint touch. Right? It's just a sprint touch? Yeah, it's a sprint touch. He hits it with his left, bringing it on the inside, and then he can shoot it from the outside. So, yeah, it's interesting. Okay. Cool beans, cool beans. New skill move, ball roll cut 180. Added the new ball roll cut 180 skill move that can be performed by players with 4 or 5-star skill move rating. The ball roll cut 180 is intended to give players more options when moving with the ball in order to generate space in new situations that can potentially fool defenders. It's another tool that attackers can use to break down defenses, while also another consideration for defenders to plan for. You mean your AI to plan for? In this game, here's how to perform this skill move on the default controls. Hold L1 or LB and then flick the right stick input opposite of the way the ball carrier is facing. Flick second time while still holding L1, and flick it a second time while still holding L1. Flick, flick. Oh, that's cool. I like that. That's going to be an effective skill move. This is going to be very, very effective. This one 100% is going to be effective. Oh, yeah. Oh, dude. That one is... Okay, you know how sometimes I use... So I don't know if you guys know this, but you can actually do the right stick flick backwards twice right now. But they just do like a... They kind of like step over the ball and then go backwards. But this one is different, okay? Because you're actually pushing the ball... The other one, I don't even think people are going to use the other one anymore unless they're doing like a cancel of it, where they kind of fake that they're going to go back, but they keep going forward. Because this one is controlled, right? Watch, controlled. It's controlled. I'm curious to see what the animation is like afterwards, right? There's not too much emphasis on it. This is 100% going to be used. This one for sure is going to be used. Oh, dude, that's going to be like a crazy way for you to open up defenses. 100%. Like this defender, I need to see if he's being used. That's the thing. Just backs off. Is that AI just backing off? Yeah, that we're going to have to see online. This skill move will be used though because it's controlled. You're going forward, backwards, controlled the entire time. The ball's flat. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. Shot blocking. Significantly reduce the reach of attempted shot blocks by AI-controlled players. Slightly reduce the reach of attempted shot blocks by human-controlled players. Okay, this is AI blocking right here, so this is actually a really massive deal. But significantly reduce the reach of attempted shot blocks by AI. Slightly reduce the reach of attempted shot blocks by human-controlled players. One of our goals for the ever-evolving balance between attacking and defending gameplay is for players to put their skills in each category to the test against one another. As a result, we've introduced a significant reduction to the reach of shot blocks from AI-controlled players in order to help promote a more player-controlled approach to shot blocking. At the same time, however, we've slightly reduced the reach of shot blocks from human-controlled players in order to promote a more open and free-flowing shooting experience during matches. Words, because it is really overpowered right now. Okay, words, but we're going to see what it's like in the next game. Or the next update, we're going to see. Low-driven shots. This is an interesting one because these are not used that often, okay? Greatly increase the accuracy of low and mid-powered low-driven shots. I like that they're increasing this because having this as a form of shooting is really nice because it is one of the most consistent ways of scoring in real life. You're running through on goal, you shoot it low-driven to the bottom left, right? This I do not mind whatsoever because there are certain shots that I imagine, like logically, like not like FIFA wise, because FIFA is FIFA, you know, but you present it logically where you're like, a low driven should be good here. Like, you know how sometimes I go for like those 45-degree angles kind of like facing backwards, like the net is here, but then you kind of go 45 that way. I'm curious if those ones across goal will be good, you know? The 90-degree angle ones like this, where you hit it across like that, that's a big one. That one is a massive one, so I'm curious to see what that's going to be like. Hey, David De Gea might be a good goalkeeper, right? Because of the saves with leg trait. Or saves with feet trait, that's what it is. Yeah, so we've noticed that low-driven shots are a little underused since their accuracy did not always have the same consistency as other shot types. That's true. So we've adjusted their accuracy in low mid power scenarios. We are anticipating to see about a 17.5% increase in accuracy for these types of low driven shots when the shot takers are not under any significant pressure. Our intent here is to provide players with an additional goal scoring option in 1v1 and other scenarios. You guys are going to do that to the finesse shots too, because they're weird inside the 18, man. Here's a sample of how 100 low powered, low drivens might have looked like before. TU number 14. Note that black lines here show potential off target shots. Green lines show goal score in this scenario, and red lines indicate potential saves by the goalkeeper. Okay. Oh, very accurate. Wow. So even if you hit like the middle-ish, and then this is taking time finishing into consideration. Okay, so this is interesting because edge of the 18-yard box, like just on the inside, they're kind of weird when they're like settled touch shots, right? So this one's very interesting with time finishing. This could be very overpowered. This one could be. Yeah, this one could definitely be very overpowered. On green time shots to the far corner, 100%. Because the way that I'm imagining it from certain buildups is the initial drag touch from your, you know, the meta of this game is these guys kind of push themselves against the defenders, right? You get that one drag touch, you're facing at a 45 like this, and then you hit the driven shot like that, right? So that one's interesting. Note how there are more green shooting lines than before, fewer black lines, and that the red lines are generally grouped closer together. Overall, the shot grouping is tighter and more accurate, potentially challenging the goalkeeper or the keeper more so than before. Tackling distance. Significantly, if I'm like stuttering on words right now, it's because I just woke up, took a fat nap. So significantly decrease the range required for a defender to attempt to tackle without being requested to do so. Like with the shot blocking challenge changes, this change is intended to promote a more active and hands-on attacker versus defender experience. This change will be largely noticeable, but not limited to situations in which attackers take on AI-controlled defenders when the defenders are applying secondary contain. Great defending always comes down to several key elements that include the likes of positioning, anticipation, and of course tackling. With this change, we are looking to put a little more focus on player-controlled tackling than before. Yeah, you say that, but your manual stuff isn't good. So, this is what I mentioned in the rants video, okay? Your defensive AI this year needed to be good because of how horrible your manual stuff is. Your manual interceptions, your manual tackles. So, these are all words. Because I don't trust these guys to do these adjustments. I'm going to be honest, all words. This is too much experience in the past. All words, okay? Got to see what it's like in game. You know, we'll see though. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, these are huge changes. Huge changes that adds different meta variables to your game. Huge. So no adjustments to the default park the bus tactic. That's, you know what? I say no adjustments, but here's the thing, okay? In FIFA 18 pre-patch, in the patch notes, they did not specifically mention that they were going to make that AI super effective when they made that change. That was not in notes. I remember to this day that it wasn't, and then became super effective. So that could be something that hasn't even been said in these pitch notes. That could be adjusted. We'll see, right? Because these are really big changes, guys, okay? The driven shot is massive. This is a really big one, especially if you green time these shots. I'm very curious about the animation because I have zero clue about the animation choices that players do on drivens because these are not effective shots in FIFA, which now they are, so that adds a different variable to your gameplay. That's massive. This new skill move is huge, and this is for 4-star skillers as well. This will be absolutely massive for quick turns. I always mention to you guys that the dribbling in this game is not actual left stick dribbling. It is doing skill moves to dribble quickly. So the fact that you can do this very quickly to turn and then to do a switch, or to turn and do a pass, turn and do a strike. Like, I can imagine someone doing this. Like, imagine, you know, Modric is approaching the inside the 18-yard box. What you could genuinely do is face on the, like, do this exact same thing. If you see this player over here, like, let's just say we're in their 18-yard box, he's making that run, you can now do a quick turn that's a straight turn to do that pass, and it's quick, right? So this is a massive skill move. I'm telling you guys are gonna have to start using this one for sure, because you're gonna do this, boom, it's straight. You could do a pass right here, to the attacker, especially if they're manually using the guy and they overcommit that right side because they think you're going to go for, because dude, if you're inside the 18-yard box, this is a skill move that'll be used if someone thinks you're going to go for a shot. I'm curious to see how defensive AI reacts to this, right? Because the defensive AI reacts really hugely to L1 Elastico, right? L1 Elastico is like a big reaction. So I'm very curious to see how this one reacts. That's a big deal. That one is absolutely massive. This one is definitely interesting too, but this one depends on the variable of timed finishing for the knuckle shots, because these are two different shots you cannot hit right now. They are not possible, okay? So that one's definitely very interesting as well. So that, and then the shot blocking stuff is really big. And then whether or not they actually adjusted the whole park the bus situation, because that's something that I don't actually think that EA would even say at this point. They said it the last time and it did nothing, right? So yeah, the new shooting variables is definitely going to be very interesting for sure. Definitely going to be very interesting. You can check out the full TU notes. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, so increase the likelihood of knuckleball. Yep. Greatly increase the accuracy of low mid power. Yep. Original time shots by AI controlled player. Yep. Significantly decrease the range required for defense with time to tackle without being requested to do so. That's a big thing with AI. A really big thing. Oh, slightly increase. They didn't say this, or maybe I didn't. I'm blind. That the finesse shots slightly increase the effectiveness of finesse shots in potential goal scoring situations in which the ball carrier is not under heavy pressure from a defender or goalkeeper. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Unless I'm blind, I didn't see that in the original one, so that is a thing that they actually adjusted. Good, because inside the 18-yard box in finesse shots, they are so weird, man. They're so weird. There's so many opportunities where I'm like, yeah, like you guys probably watch the reviews where I'm like, yeah, guys, inside the 18-yard box finesse shots, they're kind of weird, you know? They're kind of weird. That's why you go for power strikes sometimes, because they're just strange. So, you know what's really interesting about all this is that they've added multiple ways of scoring now, to be fair. It's like, if finesse shots are effective, driven shots are effective, chip shots are actually pretty nice right now, to be honest with you, especially if they have the traits. I don't know, they do that nice little loop. I don't know if you guys watched the tactic video for the 4-1-2-2 with the one that we hit for Vardy, but that came off beautifully. So that's interesting. Very interesting. Am I seeing stuff here? No. So they did actually adjust the finesse shots. I didn't see that in the original one. Increase the speed at which the ball travels at following a low or mid-powered header. Increase the speed at which the ball travels at following a low or mid-power header. Low power headers are more likely to produce a low ball trajectory. Okay, interesting. Lower the ball trajectory that can result from a chipped header. Lower the ball trajectory that can result from a chipped header. Slightly increased animation speeds when dribbling, agile dribbling, and strafe dribbling. Oh, they've increased those two, eh? Slightly increased animation speeds when dribbling and agile dribbling. Oh, I'm gonna have to start using L1 and R1, eh? Interesting. Because that's a big deal too. That is a big deal. See, the problem with those things is that, like, those mechanics, they kind of make the game a little bit like weird, you know? L1 R1 dribbling, I don't know. It's a weird one. I'm gonna have to see what that's like. Slightly increase the animation speed of reverse step over. Really? Reverse step over is increased. Interesting. Step over is increased and body feint skill moves is increased. Skill moves? You mean you've improved the angle body feint again? Oh god, body feints if you have 15 back, boys. Slightly reduce the reach of attempted shot, and that's the stuff we already saw. This is a huge pitch notes. Huge pitch notes. Yeah, that literally changes the game completely. From the words it does. From the words it does. Yeah, this makes the game different. It makes the game different. This is like playing Overwatch and then they did like a huge, it's like from Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2. Kind of like huge changes. It's the same game, but huge changes. Like, that's kind of like what it is, right? So, yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. But, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this video today. Very curious to see what this is going to be like. It's on PC. Interesting. Okay. When it's out for console, I'm very curious to see what this is going to be like. For sure. yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.